Grandma, what are we going to make today?
We're making dough for, the same dough can be used for Bierocks or cinnamon rolls. So.
That sounds delightful. So for the folks in the future, what is a Bierock?
It's actually, in Nebraska, they call them runza. We call them, I guess it's kind of a bohemian thing, but we call them Bierocks. It's a pocket sandwich, basically. You make your bread dough, cut out little squares, fill it with the filling, which consists of cabbage, onion, and hamburger, and of course seasoning.
Yum. So where do we start?
We're gonna first make the dough so it can rise.
Excellent.
So we have to get the water where it's just lukewarm.
Excellent.
We're gonna want to start the yeast. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 1/2 cup of water for this batch.
Okay.
And I think this one's 1/2 cup. Okay. We're gonna add 1/2 cup of water.
Excellent.
To my yeast. And I add just a titch of sugar in with the yeast because it activates it more quickly. And I kind of get it stirred up here so that while this, if you want to stir that, Parker, I'll go ahead and
I'd love to. We're getting nice and frothy. Activating that yeast. And Grandma was telling me that you have to have some room for this yeast to activate, so you don't want something just the right size. You want a little bit of room to go.
Because many times if you get a bowl that is too small, it'll just run over and make you a big mess.
Yes, yes indeed.
So. You kind of mix this all in here so that your yeast is in with the water, and then it'll have a chance to work while we're doing the rest of this, and then we'll add it later.
Is she mixing?
Oh, that fun? Huh? Lakeland can do that someday, huh?
Yeah.
And then I had
fun.
salt already measured, so we'll go ahead and add our salt. And cooking oil, I need 3/4 cup
3/4 a cup.
for this batch. And I like to use olive oil.
Olive oil is a great choice. Adds a little bit of richness.
You put that in with the yeast?
No, you put that in with this, the water, salt, all this stuff is gonna, so we got water so far, salt, cooking oil, and then I got sugar already measured out. And this little tool over here kind of helps blend.
This?
Uh-huh.
Spatula.
A spatula with a hole in the middle of it.
It's actually a good stirring spoon, so yeah.
Mix it all together.
How many of these types of bowls do you think you have?
I have probably 4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah.
And how
like
long
that's-
have you had those Tupperware bowls?
I had quite a while.
I feel like that's all I remember is the Tupperware bowls with the dough and the...
Yep. It's also good for popcorn.
Well, they're good because they have a lid.
Yeah.
In the old days, you used to have to put a towel over it. Mm-hmm. But this, you can put the lid on it, and it's going to be keeping everything inside and giving it the raise it needs. So we're going to, and I like to check my eggs, so I break them in something else.
Gotta make sure there's no shell in the dough.
No shell in the dough,
You don't want any crunch in the dough.
and that the egg is already okay.
Yeah.
Many times you can get a bad egg in a batch. And I even remove some of the extra mucus, I think.
Yes. So when you were growing up, did you have chickens?
We did. We had chickens, pigs, horses, cows, dogs, lots of dogs.
Yeah. And was it your job to collect the eggs?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you had to make sure that if the hen was there that you watch because she could peck at you if you were going to try to get an egg, and she didn't want you to.
Grandma was talking about chickens. What do chickens say?
Chicken. What does chicken say?
What is she doing? She's still stirring.
I think you have a chicken over there, Lakeland. Did you see your chicken?
Yeah, in your Easter basket.
You can open that anytime you want to.
See, I was already dancing with my radio. Dance.
Dance? I figured he'd like that.
Dance.
Water, salt, oil,
You want a spatula?
sugar.
Yeah, you can pretend to.
And then we're going
Good
to go
job.
ahead and add our yeast. Well, it's not very...
Yeah. You want to stir it up? Mix. Pretend. Stir it up. Yeah, you know you're pretending, huh? Good job. Look, she's mixing it all together.
Well, those are good sound effects.
Stir.
Excellent. So putting the yeast mixture in with the egg and oil mixture.
Yep, we're adding the yeast. So now I got water, salt, oil, sugar, the yeast mixture, eggs, and we're ready for flour. I went ahead and measured out. It's supposed to be 8 cups.
So Grandma, do you always use the same amount of flour each time, or do you just kind of feel it out?
I measure the same amount, but sometimes you can tell when you're kneading it that it doesn't need all of that dough or that flour in the dough. So sometimes I don't use every bit of it because you have to kind of just go by the feel of the dough.
So we know that you perfected your recipe for Bierocks. Did you invent it as well?
No, it's been passed down. My Lavona did. She baked Bierocks all the time too, so Dale and I found out that we had that in common, and my parents. Now,
So for the folks at home, who is Lavona?
Lavona is Dale's mother. And what you'll find is that different people like making them different sizes, and you can do that. My dad liked them bite-sized, like tiny, which takes a lot of time and a lot of extra work.
To make them
We
really
use-
tiny.
Yeah, just,
Almost like ravioli size.
oh, well, yeah,
So,
about
or quarter, or half dollar.
inch and a half, yeah. He just liked them
But
that
wouldn't
way.
he just eat a lot of them?
That's what he liked. He liked them that size. Yeah, he'd eat a lot of them, but
Right.
more like a bite almost or so. And then my grandma do maybe 6 on a pan. They were huge.
Big.
So we kind of went with a sandwich size. You know, nothing. They're never the same because you're making it handmade. So they're not all going to be the same size exactly.
I think that's what makes each one special.
Yeah, makes it fun. You get to choose which one.
So Paige, how would you describe a Bierocks?
Really good.
Really good. I always tell people, you know, it's a rustic German hot pocket, you know, because most people have a reference point for what a hot pocket is, but then people sometimes they'll come in with runza, but I say no, it's not a runza.
I just say like it's a
'Cause
rolled
no cheese.
stuffing.
Yeah.
Oh, runzas have cheese.
Runzas have cheese in them, but Bierocks.
Oh, do they? I've never had a runza. I just knew they said, Terry, I think, used to say that that's what they were.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memories of Paige in college was that your sorority was going to have
Yeah.
Bierock on their menu, I think. And it was like a casserole or something.
Yeah. That's not Bierocks.
And I heard that Paige sat down and went, this is not Bierock. That's not like my grandma makes them.
Oh look, we're still making dough, and my brother Peyton is here. Peyton, what's your favorite memory involving Grandma's cooking?
We had a cooking session back at home where we all got together just like this and made cinnamon rolls and Bierocks together.
Yeah.
I think we tried onion or red
Mom and
cabbage
I think we
At
did
Mom
red
and Dad's
cabbage
in
once.
it, and it was
Mom and Dad's
not good at all.
Yeah, it was a little less good with red cabbage. You gotta go with the original cabbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had thought I had found a shortcut too, but I think between Peyton and
You want to
Nick,
help? Yeah.
they
Yeah.
both go, you know.
Not the same.
Not the same. And you're probably right. It's better to do it the way you're supposed to do it.
We also tried cinnamon twists at some point.
Yeah, but cinnamon rolls are peak.
Yeah, cinnamon rolls are good. The cinnamon twists are good, but not as good as cinnamon rolls.
Fair.
Agreed.
Well, thank you very much for stopping in. We'll get you back here later. No, I mean, he's got a child over there.
Are you helping? Yeah.
Oh, good job. He says, I like to mix and cook, huh?
You want the big one?
The Crisco Parker, I'm gonna need it in a little bit, maybe.
Someday you'll actually be helpful.
Thank you. Yeah, it'll be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I do as much as I can with this, but then pretty soon you gotta get your hands in it.
Gotta get your hands dirty.
You gotta get your hands dirty.
I guess another question is when I was transcribing these recipes, I saw that the recipe was oleo, which I had to look up, and that meant margarine.
That's for the cake.
Yeah,
the
I described what oleo was. Is that like
what do
a
you
brand
mean?
name?
It's still, I don't know if you can still buy oleo or not. I guess this is what we called the margarine, you know.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Was it pink back then?
When it asks for that, you can't use butter because butter is too rich and it doesn't work in your frosting. And that's for the carrot cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I was bouncing around a little.
No, that's okay. I'm just knowing that you can't use. You know, if it asks for that, you should stick to it. Yeah, it's a different thing. Yeah.
So going back to the farm, did you have any favorite horses growing up?
Oh yes. We had Sippy. He was a thoroughbred. Grandpa rode him in the Prairie Esta parades all the time. He could dance, he could walk on his hind feet, he could do all kinds of things. And there was 4 of us kids when we were small, and Grandpa wanted to put all 4 of us on. He just
And by
walked
grandpa,
around.
you mean your dad, right?
My dad. Uh-huh.
Excellent. What was his name?
Laborious Fred Miller, called Bob usually. So
Laborious is a very interesting name.
he was named after a minister, we understand, which was kind of a surprise. Not that he wasn't religious, he was, but I just never, you know, didn't make that connection, I guess, but it's laborious is what it actually is. And that he was. He was a hard worker, very agile.
And where are you in the birth order of your siblings?
I was we had a stillborn sister, then Larry, my oldest brother, and then myself. And then my sister, Margie, that has passed, and then Bob, the baby.
Yeah.
Baby Bob.
Baby Bob.
Bob. And what's that Bob short for?
Robert Allen. Yeah.
So not laborious.
No.
You would think.
Okay, this should be good now, so with that worked in, I probably won't use the rest of this.
Excellent.
So that's an example of what Parker was talking
And
about.
do you know that it's ready because of like if it bounces back or just texture-wise? If you describe it to somebody, how would you say that you know that you're done?
It's not sticky, so much sticky, and you can form it into a ball.
Yeah, it's tacky,
Yeah.
but not sticky.
You're right.
Excellent.
I just kind of try to get everything kneaded into it, and then you got to let it raise.
Excellent. So what do we do now that it's ready to raise? We're going to cover it, right?
We are going to cover it, let it rest.
So what are you doing right now, Grandma?
I was just going to get my hands cleaned off a little bit so I can put the lid on it, put a little bit of Crisco on it so it won't be too sticky, and we'll put a lid on it.
Perfect.
Excellent.
All the way on it?
Yes, if you kind of seal it down. You might have to push on one side and then, and burp it a little bit, Paige. Press in the center. And Now come down on the side. Yep, I think you got it now. And when it starts raising, it'll pop anyway, loose.
Yeah.
But
So, Grandma, how much time has passed?
how much time has passed?
How long do you
Oh,
wait
on
for it
that?
to
The first
rise?
rise.
Usually I let it go about an hour and a half.
Excellent. Where'd you like this, Grandma?
Well, I usually set it down in here so I can reach.
So you're just kind of punching out the air from it, right?
Yeah, basically punching it down so that it can rise again.
Oh, that smell.
It
So
smells so
distinct.
great.
All right, I think that ought to be.
Excellent. It's going to go for
Yeah, and
another hour or so?
And you can smell it in the whole house.
Now it can go until we're ready to start pinching. So
Excellent.
if it needs to be a little further in, that's fine. It's usually, and the nice thing about this, you can refrigerate it if you want to do something later with it. Yeah. But if you refrigerate it, you have to let it come back out and warm up. So I just like to make it fresh.
Excellent.
It looks good.
Yeah. I'm saying though, getting it on there and burping it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Are we ready to move on to the filling?
We are. Okay, we got all the lights on. I'm going to get the pot started. Okay, I'm going to maybe start out with just maybe a teaspoon for every pound of meat to start with. And I think the best deal is to taste as we go.
Okay, so you're starting with the salt.
Yes,
Is that a teaspoon
yes.
per pound?
I'm going to do, yes, I'm going to start with that per pound of meat.
What all is gonna go in here? Salt, meat.
After we get the ground beef browned and broken up, then we start adding cabbage and onion. And we'll, as we go, probably go ahead and I usually put a little bit of dash.
Yeah.
You have to do the onions and cabbage separately, or does it all just go in one
It'll
pot?
all go in here eventually. That's why I used to use an electric skillet, a large electric skillet.
Yeah.
So I guess my batches were much smaller than they are nowadays. And then one day I think we were over at Mark's and Steph's house, and I was making them, and I used this big pot like this. And I'm like, that's great because I can get a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
And it's got a good bottom where it'll brown. What do you think? What do you think? I like the pepper. I think everybody likes pepper, except Grandpa maybe. But I went ahead and got this
Grandpa
coarse
doesn't
ground.
like pepper.
Oh,
Since when?
it can be too much, he says. Oh, I was just going to do a teaspoon or so. That doesn't add salt or anything. It's supposed to just
It's like salt. Helps bring out the flavor.
yeah. Doing
You
it.
have to get all the ground beef brown first.
Yes, I like to, and I like to use the 93%. Sometimes I'll add a pound of the other, but it doesn't have so much fat. When before y'all were married, we were talking about the onions and everything, and was told Blake there wasn't any onions in it.
Yeah, we gave it a little bit.
Yeah, and Mark goes, Well, what if it could kill him? It's like he's not allergic to them, he just doesn't like them. So I pre-chopped I'm adding cabbage and onions. And I pre-chopped them because that makes it a lot faster process. I did about 6 3/4
You used
pounds.
the food processor to shred it?
Uh-huh.
You tried it. You didn't like it.
It's, I got some good cabbage. I think Parker and I were talking that one time. We made them over at Mark and Steph's house.
Yeah.
And I got, I don't know how, I never had cabbage like that. It was so dense. And you didn't get a lot of good out of it.
Is that just one cabbage?
This was 2 heads of cabbage, came to about 6 3/4 pounds. And I didn't have a lot of waste.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of cabbage out of it.
How did you cut the cabbage before the food processor?
I just use a cutting board and I slice off slices and make chunks that are big enough to go down through the feeder.
But what, did you ever make them when you didn't have a food processor?
Oh wait, how did I make it before?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use your knife and just chop
Chop
everything.
it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Matter
more
of fact,
time-consuming.
when Aunt Margie was in the home out
Yeah.
on Sunset, she wanted to do Bierocks, so she asked the people in the kitchen. So we went out in there, we did and they had their chef come in.
Yeah.
And the chef, I mean, like, yeah, I wish I could do a knife like he was. But he chopped that stuff up at no time,
Yeah.
you know. We made Bierocks for the group.
For the whole group?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
she was so happy about it, you know.
Yeah.
Normally I chop as I go, but it would take me too long if I had to do, you know, all the chopping
Yeah.
today. So I got Parker's permission to go pre-do some of this.
And you use the food processor for your onions too, or you cut those?
Actually, I have one of those little
Oh, the
chopper thing
Yeah.
with the lid, you
Yeah,
know,
I have one of those.
and it's got different grates.
Yeah. Very.
So
That's a hack right there.
yeah, it's like fast.
Yeah. And then you don't have the tears.
Yeah, yeah, and Grandpa liked that.
Yeah.
He did it. He did a lot of it.
You make French fries with that too?
I have never. Have you?
I've seen some machines where you press it
Yeah.
down for fries as well.
Parker makes really good
He does.
Sweet potato fries?
just hand cut like
Yeah.
fries. Yeah. Like Linda's a big sweet potato fry guy.
I'm usually too lazy. I just do chips.
So you might not need all the caps.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear. We can always have coleslaw or something. Watermelon goes really well with them, really well. I seem to be able to eat twice as many Bierock if I have watermelon.
Yeah.
Are there any good sauces for Bierocks?
I don't know of any, do you?
I don't dip it in anything.
They're good enough to not need a sauce.
Yeah. Baby's first Bierock?
Oh, speaking of which, I have the tablecloth on
Oh, yes.
that you can draw the hands and put the name and the date and all that.
Yeah, Zed will have to add to that today. Damn.
Yes, and Blakeland, both of them. I got pins out there.
Was that something that you did with your family growing up, or how did you decide to do that?
Actually, Dale's side of the family did that. Yeah.
So you have a tablecloth that you bring out for all of the special occasions and whoever's visiting.
Right, new people coming, or
Yeah.
first time.
Maybe we should make a couple baby Bierocks.
We can make them any size you want. Yeah.
Baby-sized Bierocks for the babies.
I think they're gonna do just fine consuming a good amount of Bierock.
Now what are you adding?
I'm just going to add a little dash.
A dash of what?
A dash.
Stop making dad jokes.
So you don't caramelize the onions first?
No, I have never. I don't know. It might be good to do that.
She always says, well, they're not as good as I wanted them to be, but they are good.
She's a perfectionist.
That's
standard speech.
That's right.
So, Grandpa, you have 2 kids, right?
Yeah, I think so.
What are their names?
Let's see. First one born was March 10th. Is Mark Heinze was the firstborn,
Yeah,
and then Michelle married a rare boy.
yeah. And was my dad the easiest child ever growing up?
Oh yeah, he was.
Got any stories from his childhood?
Oh no, I can't repeat that.
Not that he can tell.
No, not like.
I was going to say statute of limitation. We talked about that, I don't think they're going to arrest you for child endangerment.
Okay.
Now. He's a grown man.
Well, when he was in college, which part? He had his jaw broken on purpose to have his teeth fixed, and I hung out with him at the hospital. We got to become very good, very close together. So we were good friends. I helped him out.
Yeah. So about how thick are you willing to go out to?
Probably, fairly thin, but not, where it'll go through.
Yeah, about a quarter inch.
And that's why we're going to use colanders when we put the filling in. This doesn't look like it's got a lot of juice on it, but if you have too much juice, it'll go right through your bread. And these, like when you get your dough rolled, when you cut it, you can roll it some more if you needed to, a piece of it or whatever. But you want it just kind of where you have stability with. Yeah, you can just spray a cup, that's enough, over here, and then I'll spread it like this.
Oh, okay.
So what does putting in the colander do for the filling?
This doesn't seem as juicy as sometimes, but if it's too much juice, it drains it off so that you don't have your, I know Grace called me one time, Dale's brother's wife, and she said Derek, her son, said, Mom, your Bierocks are good, but do you remember when Val made them? And she goes, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So in talking to her, I asked her, I said, are you using a colander? And she goes, oh my goodness, that's what I'm not doing. So then it's real soaked up in there, and it just, you know, doesn't give you a dry enough base to put it in.
So I know you eyeball it, but if you were to guess, how much would you say that is? 2 tablespoons?
Approximately, yeah. You don't want to overfill it, but you want to make sure that it has enough in there, you know, where it's not skimpy. And if you have to, you can always dip your finger to seal it a little better. And what you're going to do is just put them upside down, like that.
Wonderful. It's a full crimp, right? You don't want any looseness? Or...
Right, yeah, because, well, if a little bit leaks out, it's okay and everything, but yeah, the ideal thing is if you can keep it all in there. So yeah, probably I'd say that's maybe a tablespoon and a half, or you know, just what you feel comfortable with on it. And I usually, if I start filling up the pan like this, I'll turn on the oven about halfway through and let it go to 400.
So Grandpa Miller liked the bite size. How much smaller would those be? A quarter of that?
I made them like that one time for my friend in Colorado. Mark probably remembers, I stayed with her when I had surgery out there. And we met because her son was a mechanic for United also. Her son was getting married and they were having a party beforehand, and so I made them like hors d'oeuvres like that. And they were great, but it took a lot of time. We always had Christmas. It was fun to go to, our church had bags of candy they would give us. It was because of, you know, like that's when they collected like their main donations from the parents, and then they'd go out and buy good nuts and chocolates and all that. And then we'd have probably like a gallon-sized bag of candy that you'd get.
And would you have to share that with your siblings, or was that all for you?
That was for the family, and then my mom would divvy it out, and it had to usually go through New Year's for sure.
Perish the thought, a whole week.
Well, and that was, you know, for the whole family. Whoever got what was divvied out to you. You didn't just get to go in and take what you wanted.
And what kind of candy?
Usually they were like
candy?
clustered chocolate, and then some hard candy. These are looking good. Who's doing these?
Jordan.
Oh, he's hired. Well, I like your technique. How are you doing all that?
Left-handed.
No, they're nice. They're round.
Oh, I don't know. I just treat them like cookies.
Okay. We have a new technique.
It's better that they have a little bit of crunch than if they're underdone, you know, doughy.
Yeah, we don't want them doughy, but
That's how you get salmonella, kids.
it should pull away. And then we'll cover them with a towel. Look at our baby ones.
They look so cute.